Good morning. The sun is shining in my face right now. So, let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness before I talk about what I really should be talking about now, before the month of June is over. So, I would say that my low is, literally there was something I was trying to do for my grandma, and because here's the thing, she wanted me to get the nail polish for her. Like bright red nail polish. Like, I guess similar to this shirt, but you know what a red Solo cup is? She wanted like that shade of red for nail polish. And for the life of me, I just could not find it. I mean, in hindsight, I probably should have taken a red Solo cup with me to look for it. But I just couldn't, because she wanted dark red, and I found the darkest red they have. No, it's a little confusing. But my point is, I couldn't quite get it done. But Lord knows I tried, so that's all that matters. And she acknowledged that I tried, so that makes me feel okay. My high is the fact that, a couple people who saw what was going on, they're like, listen, you did all you could. Seriously, even if for whatever reason, I don't succeed in something, literally what can make you feel better is if someone's like, hey man, you did what you could. Words of encouragement, seriously, even the smallest, most simple words of encouragement can make all the difference in the world. Remember that. And obviously my act of kindness was I tried to do this thing for getting my grandmother nail polish. Again, I didn't succeed, but everyone acknowledged that I tried. So that's cool. So, good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's near the end of the month of June. I have a One Piece arc to talk about now, don't I? And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in this sort of mini-series that I'm doing, we have now reached the point where I'm going to be talking about an arc, and it was actually in the middle of publication when I first started making videos back in 2018. In fact, this is the second mega arc in the One Piece series. I believe it started on May 16th, 2016, and it ended April 23rd, 2018. So just shy of 2 years. And for those of you who don't know, a mega arc is an arc that takes close to or more than 2 years to publish in real time. So this was just shy of 2 years. So I can tell you, even though it's been more than 4 years since this arc ended, a lot of the things that appeal to me the most, hands down. And keep in mind, in these 2 years, a lot happened in my family. I mean, for starters, I had ran 2 more marathons and did 2 more 100-mile bike rides for charity. My brother had finally gotten married, and they moved from New York City back to the city of Corning, where they've been ever since. But some bad stuff has happened too. I mean, my aunt had passed away, but to be perfectly honest, I had kind of expected that to happen for the last 15 years. I don't want to get into it. The point is, again, 2 years, or close to 2 years for this arc, is a long time. And good or bad, what helped me get through it was reading One Piece. And this arc was of no exception. Now, I want to talk about a little bit of the bad before I get to the good. Because people were complaining about how long Dressrosa was, and, all the mistakes that Oda made in Dressrosa. But I like to feel that he legitimately fixed it in Whole Cake Island. And Whole Cake Island is significantly shorter than Dressrosa was. Yeah, Dressrosa was 102 chapters. Meanwhile, Whole Cake Island's only 78. Well, you're probably wondering, well, Whole Cake Island took, 2 years, where Dressrosa, not even 2 years, where Dressrosa took 2.5 years, with significantly less, and Whole Cake Island with significantly less chapters. What happened? Well, breaks. Again, Oda was older when he did Whole Cake Island compared to Dressrosa. Not much, but, that's 2 mega arcs almost back to back with Zoe in the middle, and that was only, a couple chapters. So, you're kind of reaching the point where Oda's age, in terms of how many chapters that he can produce a year, is kind of showing. And this is pre-pandemic too, so that's really saying a lot. Now, I really want to get into the one problem that I legitimately have with the arc itself, and that is, when you get to the second half of it, it's essentially Big Mom just chasing after the Straw Hats, shouting wedding cake because she has crazy hunger pains. And that went on for a good dozen or so chapters. And keep in mind, I'm bringing this weekly, so yeah. That's really the only nitpick I have. And really, I don't even want to call that a nitpick, because Big Mom having hunger pains was what was considered the Arc Calamity back then. For those of you who don't know, an Arc Calamity is, a device used in Oda's form of storytelling, where if this happens, then you reach apocalyptic levels of bad. And keep in mind, Big Mom is one of the 4 emperors. Literally one of the strongest beings in One Piece. And when she goes on a rampage due to hunger pains, well, let's just say she'll even get through her own children to do that. Oh yeah, Big Mom's name isn't just for show either. 85 kids. Literally from ages 18 to how old she is now, which is 68. Or actually, I believe she was like 59 when she had her last kid. But ages 18 to 59, she's had 85 kids. Don't get ahead of yourself. You got a bunch of twins, triplets, and even a pair of, what's it called when you have 10 kids? Dectuplets? But the point is, she's had lots of kids. Many of which are, again, twins and triplets. And before I get into the thing I was going to say regarding triplets, I have to talk about the one character who I would dub the MVP of the arc, and that is Soul King Brook himself. Because he got copies of the poneglyphs, for starters, and no kidding, he was the first character of the Straw Hats to fight one of the emperors. Yes, Brook actually fights Big Mom in this arc. Now, obviously he wasn't going to win. I mean, of course he wasn't going to win. But he was fearless, and he took her on because he knew the risks. And I mentioned that Big Mom is 68, right? Again, she was 59 when she stopped having kids, and she's 68, at the time of the story. Now, Brook is actually 90 years old. 9-0. So I found it extremely hilarious when, right before things are about to go down, Brook refers to Big Mom as young lady. That's just funny. Big Mom is one of the 4 emperors, and she's like 10 times Brook's size. And Brook's like, young lady. That's great. That is just brilliant writing by Oda, if there ever was one. If there ever was any good writing, which of course there was. Now, stuff like that. You get Luffy versus Cracker. You have Jinbei joining the crew. Not officially, but he's going to, right? Yeah, Jinbei was awesome. It was great seeing Jinbei again, and obviously, it was a giant tease when, at the end of the arc, which I should probably say, Whole Cake Island did not end very well. That's not me saying it was a bad ending, no. It was the kind of ending that you would expect. I mean, the Fishmen pirates are trying to fight off the Big Mom pirates, and Jinbei has to stay behind to make sure they're safe. Meanwhile, Big Mom is showing up, and you have no idea what's going to happen. Like, it's presumed that for now, you're thinking the worst may have just happened. But you don't know that then. My point is, it was great seeing Jinbei again. The discovery of 2 new 4th gear forms for Luffy, or gear 4th forms for Luffy, in the form of Tank Man stuffed version that he used against Cracker, and Snake Man, who he used against the guy. I'm referring to him for this moment as the guy, because this character is the single greatest breakout character I had seen in a very long while. And this guy pretty much saved this arc for a lot of people, including myself. Because remember, near the end of the arc, Big Mom is on a rampage with hunger pains chasing the Straw Hats, thinking that they have the wedding cake when it was obviously a lie by Paris Sparrow. No. The guy I'm referring to is none other than Charlotte Katakuri. I mean, you have a lot of people in the Big Mom Pirates who are strong in their own right. But then you have Katakuri who, pardon the language, is just a straight badass looking character. I mean, literally his introduction is him in this position, just like, or actually it's more like, and he's doing this motion with a jelly bean that he literally, no, seriously, his introduction is killing a guy, shooting a jelly bean like that at a guy so hard it went through his head. A jelly bean! That's how, sorry, pardon language, that's how badass Katakuri is. He single-handedly saved this arc for pretty much every doubter that this arc was having so far, right? And he's ultimately the guy that Luffy had to fight. Now, I can't talk about Whole Cake Island without talking about an argument that a lot of people still haven't put to bed yet. In fact, Liam of the Grand Line Review did not one but 2 videos regarding this, and people still complain about it. So I think I'm going to have my hand in putting this argument to bed. And that is the outcome between the fight between Luffy and Charlotte Katakuri. You're probably wondering why that's an issue if you're not aware. Well, believe it or not, one of the main praises a lot of people had with Charlotte Katakuri and why he was such a breakout character is, no kidding, he, probably in another series, Katakuri very well could be the main character of his own story. Or another way you could look at it, under different circumstances, Luffy and Katakuri could be the exact opposite sides of each other. As in, we could be rooting for Katakuri and we're rooting against Luffy. Charlotte Katakuri can do absolutely everything Luffy can do, but better. Luffy has his Gomu Gomu no Mi powers. Katakuri has his Mochi Mochi no Mi powers. Luffy can use observation haki. Katakuri can use future sight. Luffy can use armament haki. Katakuri uses a level of armament haki that pretty much makes Luffy cry in pain even when he's using haki. So Luffy has Conqueror's haki, right? Katakuri can use it too. Again, this guy is literally Luffy but better. And that's not to say Luffy is bad at all. Luffy's just completely outclassed. That's it. The one thing you could give Luffy in this fight going in is that Luffy can take hits like a champ. He can take punishment like nobody's business. And that's not because of his rubber body either. Because remember, Katakuri can use armor hockey. It nullifies Luffy's rubber body. Luffy feels every single punch that Katakuri is giving him. And he can still stand up and fight. Seriously, if you couldn't tell, I always believe that as long as Luffy's on your side, you have hope. This legitimately confirmed, like, okay, no matter what, I will never ever root against Monkey D. Luffy. Ever. Like, ever, ever. Even though in this fight a lot of people were, not me. And keep in mind, going into this fight, prior to fighting Katakuri, Luffy had fought another sweet commander in Charlotte Cracker for 11 hours straight, from 6 o'clock at night to 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, Luffy fought Cracker for an entire night. On top of that, he also went on a hunger strike in order to get Sanji back from marrying Charlotte Pudding, who, I just want to get into, Charlotte Pudding is a kind of divisive character for a lot of people. Personally, I didn't really like how Oda kept trying to write her off as like a bipolar sort of character. But using her devil fruit power to manipulate Sanji's memories toward the end, and it was played like a projector, like one of those. It was done beautifully. And it was really done good in the anime too. Seriously, that part was beautiful. Oh yeah, right. We're trying to save Sanji from being married to one of Big Mom's kids, by the way. I didn't even get into Sanji's family, who, Sanji's family, not good people. Except for Reiju. Reiju is Sanji's sister. She's a good girl. We like Reiju. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, so Luffy versus Katakuri. The reason why Luffy won is you know what? No, I'm gonna save that for Thursday's video. I gotta talk about AGT tomorrow. I talked long enough, but full disclosure, Whole Cake Island is a great arc for what it was. It set the stage for both the Reverie and Wano. And again, this arc was in publication when I first started making videos. So I got a special place in my heart with this one. Just thought you should know. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, find me on social media, YouTube. I'm very home this video for all of you guys that watch and enjoy for today. It will be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. And remember, you guys want to talk to us, we're here to learn. And always have your back. Take care and make good choices. Have a nice day.